There's something magnetic about people who have gone through a genuine awakening. They don't need to say much. You feel their presence before they even speak, calm, grounded, yet carrying an invisible intensity that makes others sit up and take notice. Why do they feel different? Because they've met themselves fully. They've walked through their fears, dismantled illusions, and embraced parts of themselves most people run from. When you've faced your own darkness and survived it, you no longer fear the darkness in others, and that's where the quiet danger begins. Highly spiritual people are not dangerous because they seek conflict or control. They are dangerous because they cannot be easily deceived. Their intuition slices through pretense like a blade through mist. They see patterns, energy, motives. They sense lies, not from suspicion, but from sensitivity. And that level of awareness unsettles those who live behind masks. It's as if their very presence holds up a mirror. Some people feel drawn to it, others feel exposed. Because to be near someone who has done deep inner work is to be reminded of your own unfinished work. Their light naturally reveals your shadow. Think of it like walking into a dim room after being in bright sunlight. At first, it is uncomfortable. That discomfort isn't caused by the room. It's caused by the sudden contrast. The same happens energetically when we meet someone who radiates authenticity. These people carry a kind of spiritual gravity. They've gone through storms that shattered their illusions. They've rebuilt themselves from ashes, piece by piece. Every scar they carry has turned into wisdom. Every disappointment has become compassion. They've learned to stay centered in chaos, not because life got easier, but because they got deeper. And that depth makes them powerful. Not loud, not flashy, but unshakably real. They don't waste energy convincing anyone. They don't chase validation. They're not competing. They realigned, and that alignment gives them a stillness that feels like fire contained in glass. Have you ever met someone like that? Someone who listens with such presence that you feel seen in a way words can't describe? Or someone whose silence says more than 1,000 arguments could? That's spiritual power, invisible, quiet, yet undeniable. But here's the paradox. The same energy that heals can also disrupt. When truth enters a space built on illusion, tension follows. When authenticity meets pretense, sparks fly. That's why highly spiritual people can be perceived as dangerous. They don't to play along with false harmony. They won't gossip to belong. They won't flatter to be accepted. They won't lower their vibration just to keep peace. Instead, they stand firm in truth. And truth, by nature, shakes everything that isn't real. Their energy cleanses by contrast. They don't have to expose anyone. Their presence does it for them. But this danger isn't aggression. It's transformation. Just as fire can destroy or purify, authentic spirituality burns away what no longer serves. It doesn't attack, it illuminates. If this resonates with you, take a second to like this video and subscribe to stay connected to content that dives into the real, raw, and empowering side of spirituality. Because what we're exploring here isn't superficial piece. It's the alchemy of the soul. In the next section, we'll go deeper into how spiritual power is cultivated, how pain, solitude, and awareness become the raw materials of transformation. Spiritual power doesn't appear out of nowhere. It's not inherited, taught, or bought. It's forged. And the forge is always the same: pain, solitude, and self-honesty. Highly spiritual people often carry a history that most wouldn't envy. They've been broken, misunderstood, abandoned, or challenged to their core. At some point, they had to face themselves in silence. No distractions, no audience, no easy answers. That's where the transformation began. Because the spiritual path is not a straight road toward bliss. It's a descent into truth. At first, the seeker tries to find light, peace, joy, transcendence. But sooner or later, the journey demands a confrontation with everything that blocks that light: fear, anger, shame, self-deception. Many turn back at this stage, but those who continue, those who walk through the storm instead of avoiding it, come out radiant, grounded, and free. It is as if life itself tests them. Can you stay open while the world closes in? Can you keep your heart soft when everything hurts? Can you face your own darkness without losing your light? When someone says yes to those challenges, not once, But over and over, they begin to transform. They stop seeking comfort and start seeking truth. They stop reacting and start responding. They stop blaming others and start listening to their own soul. And the result? A kind of strength that's unshakable, but not hard. Picture a mountain, silent, solid, unmoving, yet alive with rivers, wind, and life. That's the energy of a spiritually mature person. They're not above the world, they're rooted in it. They can face chaos without becoming chaos. This kind of energy is magnetic because it carries balance, strength without dominance, compassion without weakness. It's the energy of someone who knows who they are and no longer needs to prove it. That's why others sometimes find them intimidating. When you're around someone deeply aligned, your own disalignment becomes visible. You sense your own restlessness, your own inner noise, your own unhealed wounds, reflected back through their stillness. It's not judgment, it's resonance. Their peace exposes your turmoil. Their silence amplifies your noise. And yet, that's the gift, because their presence invites you to rise. The truth is, authentic spirituality transforms energy. It's not about pretending to be calm, it's about transmuting what's chaotic. A spiritual person who's done deep work doesn't suppress emotion, they let it move through them. When anger comes, they feel it fully, understand it, release it. When sadness visits, they don't drown, they breathe through it. This flow keeps their energy clean, their intuition sharp, their presence healing. They've learned that emotional maturity is not detachment, it's deep engagement with reality, minus the drama. They understand that peace is not the absence of storms. It's learning how to stand in the rain without losing center. In everyday life, this translates into quiet authority. They may not lead through titles or control, but people naturally look to them for guidance. Their energy says, "You can trust me. I've been there. I've faced it." You can see it in the small things. When others argue, they listen. When tension rises, they breathe. When conflict erupts, they anchor the space. It's not weakness, it's mastery. And here's something most people don't realize. Highly spiritual individuals often prefer solitude, not because they're antisocial, but because their sensitivity requires space. They recharge in silence, in nature, in stillness. Their nervous system has been rewired to attune to subtle energies, and chaos feels heavier than before. But isolation doesn't make them disconnected, it refines them. In solitude, they process what the world projects. They let go, they realign. Then they return, stronger, clearer, more centered than ever. This cycle of withdrawal and return is how their spiritual energy stays potent. They don't cling to constant positivity. They honor cycles of expansion and rest, death and rebirth. That rhythm makes them unpredictable in a world addicted to linear progress. While others chase more success, more attention, more noise, they choose depth. They value stillness over speed, essence over image. And that another reason they can seem dangerous. They can be seduced by the usual illusions. Status, manipulation, flattery. It all loses its hold. You can't control someone who has met themselves completely. You can only meet them as equals, or not at all. So when we say highly spiritual people are dangerous, what we really mean is they are free. And freedom, to those still enslaved by fear or ego, is terrifying. But this danger also carries a deep beauty, because in their freedom they embody love that isn't dependent, joy that isn't loud, and truth that isn't for sale. They become living reminders of what's possible when you stop running from yourself. Take a moment here. Breathe. Reflect on the people in your life who carry that kind of energy. Maybe they challenge you, maybe they calm you, maybe both. That's no accident. You're being invited to awaken that same depth within yourself, because the potential you admire in them already lives in you. In the final part, we'll explore how to embody that spiritual strength yourself, practical ways to stay grounded, protect your energy, and live from your highest truth without losing compassion. So how do you become one of these grounded, powerful, spiritually awakened individuals? Someone whose presence heals, whose silence speaks, and whose energy can't be shaken. It doesn't happen through effort or perfection. It happens through integration, the process of uniting every part of yourself, even the ones you've rejected. Let's begin with the first step, radical self-honesty. Sit with yourself without distraction. No phone, no music, no agenda, just presence. Ask, what am I avoiding? What emotion do I keep pushing away? When you can look at that emotion without running, you reclaim a piece of your power. Avoidance divides you. Awareness unifies you. The second step is emotional alchemy. When a strong emotion arises, anger, jealousy, shame, don't label it as bad. Feel it fully without reacting. Breathe through it. Emotions are energy in motion. If you let them move, they transform. If you resist them, they grow heavier. Spiritual maturity isn't about suppressing your emotions, it's about learning their language. Every feeling carries a message about what still needs healing. The third step is boundaries and energy protection. Highly spiritual people know how to love without absorbing others' pain. Compassion doesn't mean self-sacrifice, it means clarity. When you sense that someone's energy drains you, step back with kindness. You can hold space for others without losing yourself. Think of it like fire. It gives warmth, but not if you smother it. Your energy needs air, space, and respect. The fourth step is embracing stillness. In a world addicted to noise, silence becomes a superpower. Make time every day, even just 10 minutes, to be still. No affirmations, no goals, no expectations, just awareness. This silence sharpens intuition, clears emotional residue, and anchors your spirit. Over time, you'll begin to notice synchronicities, those subtle alignments that remind you're on the right path. The fifth step is authentic expression. Don't censor your truth to fit in. The more you hide, the heavier you feel. Speak with compassion, but don't dilute your wisdom. The world doesn't need more agreeable people. It needs more real people. When you express yourself from the heart, even imperfectly, you free others to do the same. And finally, the sixth step, surrender. Stop trying to control everything. Control is fear disguised as strategy. Let life flow through you. Trust your intuition, even when it doesn't make logical sense. True spirituality is a dance, a balance between intention and surrender, action and stillness. The moment you stop clinging, energy starts moving. When you live this way, you begin to embody the same quiet strength that makes highly spiritual people so magnetic. Your energy becomes stable. Your emotions find rhythm. You stop reacting and start responding. People may not understand what's changed in you, but they'll feel it, that you're calmer, clearer, deeper. And yes, some will find it uncomfortable, because your alignment will reveal their chaos. Your peace will challenge their restlessness. But that's not your problem. It's your gift. To walk a spiritual path means accepting that not everyone will come with you. You'll outgrow certain people, situations, and versions of yourself. Don't resist that process. Every shedding makes space for truth. Remember, being dangerous in a spiritual sense doesn't mean being harsh. It means being untouchable by illusion. It means your peace can't be stolen, your integrity can't be bought, your energy can't be hijacked. It's not about dominating, it's about embodying. So the next time someone tells you that you're too intense or too much, smile. What they really mean is that they can feel your depth. And depth scares those who prefer shallow waters. This world doesn't need more agreeable people hiding behind false light. It needs awakened hearts, people who've met themselves fully and can hold both joy and pain without losing center. That's what it truly means to be dangerous. Not because you harm, but because you heal through truth. You awaken through presence. You love without attachment, guide without ego, and walk with the calm authority of someone who's seen it all and still chooses peace. Take this message as a reminder. Your spiritual path is not about escaping the world, but embodying it more consciously. It's not about being above others, but rooted enough to hold others when they fall. So keep doing the inner work. Keep refining your energy. Keep walking through your own fire, because that's how light is born. And when the world misunderstands your calm, let it. You know what it costs to earn that peace. If this message resonates with you, support the channel. Subscribe for more insights on consciousness, energy, and transformation. Share your reflections in the comments. What has your own awakening taught you? Like and share this video to help others find strength in their own spiritual journey. Because in the end, being spiritually dangerous simply means being awake, and nothing is more powerful than that.